back in my garage. So behind me right now is my old bike. This is Matilda. This is what got me into mountain biking. She started off as a Motobecane Phantom DS Elite. Had a 3x8 drivetrain, SR Sun Tour fork. You know, just low grade stuff. Some basic Maxxis tires on them. I forget what they were. But I've since upgraded, added went tubeless, added cush core, you know, put better pedals on it, changed it to an NX drivetrain, a 1x12, upgraded the grips, the handlebars and the stem, and added a dropper post and added the saddle. I've actually stolen some parts off of it to put it on my new bike, Sally, which is the Fazari LaSalle Peak. Basically, I stole the pedals, the grips, and the saddle. Just because this is a Ergon SM10, I think. I've tried it before. I just don't like it. My sit bones don't like it. And I use a titanium WTB Volt. I just find it a lot comfortable. I didn't really care about the weight. The only reason I got titanium is apparently the gel or the soft stuff they put inside the seat's a little bit better. And I did actually try the chromoly one, and I did notice a difference. So, anyway, when it comes to that, you know, it's very a personal preference. Everyone's sit bones are a little different, but that's the one that I like. So I basically took this one off Sally, stuck it on her. That way it has a saddle. But anyway, today I'm doing a little bit of service on her. Once we're at the tail end of the riding season right now, so once the snow comes and I can't ride anymore, I'm probably going to be doing a complete overhaul on this thing just to keep her, you know, good, because she's not going to get ridden much. So I'd like her to be ready if I ever want to ride her. I could just sit on her and go, because she'll probably be sitting a lot. But yeah, so basically the chain on this guy, or on this girl, she's completely worn out. It was an NX chain, wasn't the best chain to begin with. I ride quite a bit on this thing. I was riding like at least like 2-3 times a week. And you know, it's a lot of dirt gets in there. Was pretty good about keeping her clean. But as you can see, the chain's already been removed. That's because I got it right here. I just washed the bike because I want the drivetrain to be nice and clean for the new chain. But I didn't clean the chain. I took the chain off, so she's pretty bad. So the way you can tell if these things are going bad is you want to have a chain checker. All right. I don't know if you could see that. This is actually a foundation chain checker. I think I got it on Jensen's website. So basically it does 0.75 and 1.0. You're supposed to replace these when they're at 0.5. So if you use the Park Tool one, I think it's got a 0.5. But this thing is basically, all you do is, I mean, obviously you want to have it on the bike, but you just stick it on there and you want to see if it goes in. Now you can see how it goes in all the way. That means the chain needs to be replaced, and that's at 0.75. The 1.0 is still not quite there, but it's, you know, I probably could have gone a little bit longer, but they say it's supposed to be at 0.5, and this is 0.75, and it's going in, so I'm sure it's way past 0.5. Yeah, so anyway, time to change the chain. Definitely upgrading it. I got a GX chain. The price difference wasn't that much, and supposedly it's a much better chain. Should last longer, considering I'm not riding it. I bought the chain before I bought the LaSalle, so retrospect, I probably would have went with another NX. So I mean, it did last me 2.5 years. So anyway, we're gonna pop that chain on there, and we'll go from there. So here we go. Okay, so the things you're gonna need to replace your chain is obviously a new chain. This is a SRAM GX chain, nothing fancy. It does come with a master link on it, so you're gonna need that to put her together. However, I am going to use this oil slick master link, and that's just because I like having the master link being a different color, so it's easier to find. I have tons. Well, I actually went to the store and bought some of these at the bike shop just to have them just in case, and they just didn't have regular ones, so I ended up just getting like a bunch of these, and that actually works out nice because you can spot it real quick. The other thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need you know, this chain or the master link pliers, you know, obviously, and then you'll also need a chain breaker because we might have to adjust the length of the chain. So you want to have one of these because we're probably gonna have to take off some links. All right, so we got our chain right here. So let's see if we can find the end of this bad boy here. And it is a little greasy, so I would suggest wearing some gloves. Oh, there's our link. So yeah, the link is free right there. Okay. So now the easiest way of doing this is we need to find our other link. Okay, here it is. So there's our link on the end right there. I don't know if you can see that. My finger's in the way. All right, we're gonna pop this one off because we're gonna use our own. So I will save this link as a backup. Which reminds me, I'm gonna have to get a bunch of Shimano links. So let's go ahead and get this thing on the, well, first of all, because we already know the size of our chain, we don't have to chain size it. Basically, we're just gonna match the length of the other chain, and then we'll shorten this one off. Okay, so we have our two chains together, and I just wanna make sure that they're lined up exactly. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to trim our new one a little bit. So I'm gonna pinch it right there. All right, so if we look here, means we need to take it off at this link here. So I'm gonna put my finger on it, and we're gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so we have our chain breaker tool here. We're gonna pop that right in there like that, okay? And then we're gonna go ahead and tighten this. We're gonna make sure that she's actually in there straight, because she's totally not. There we go. All right, and it's gonna push that pin through. Okay, just like that. Okay, that's a nice click there. And we're gonna go all the way through, just like that. And we're gonna back her out, just like that. And we will remove our chain. And as you can see, we have removed a little bit of our chain. All right, now we're gonna check our length, make sure they're the same. And yep, perfect. All right, so we're ready to go ahead and put on our new chain. All right, so I usually like to start with routing it through the rear derailleur. Now, the nice thing about the SRAM derailleurs is if you push it all the way down, there's actually a little button right here, and it will hold it down for you. So what we want to do is we need to know what our path is for this guy. So generally, you're going to go through here and then through there. So let's go ahead and get our chain in there. So she's going to go behind this full pulley wheel like that, and then through this other one. So it's going to hit that guide jockey right there. All right, like that. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and lock it in so it's in place. Like that. Okay, and then she's going to go through here like that. Okay. And generally you want to do this on your smallest gear, or the hardest one. All right, and we're going to go ahead and drop her through like that. Okay, get her on the front chain ring. All right, cool. We're going to get this here, and you can see it's got a little arrow on there. I don't know if you can see that. But basically, it's going to go this way, because when the chain's going, it's going to be going this way. So actually, yes, I need to actually have the arrow pointing that way. All right, and the quick, easy way is obviously the flatter side. You know, it's going to go on the outside. So we're going to go ahead and stick that in there like that. All right, and then we're going to do the same on the opposite side with our other link, just like that. Okay, and then pop in both sides like that. Make sure our arrow's going the right way. Yep, there we go. And then we're going to take our master link pliers here, and then we're going to pull them. So we need to get it in the actual link itself, like that, and then we're going to pull this apart. And then we're going to hear a click, just like that. Okay, so Our chain is on there. We're just going to do a quick inspection, make sure it all clicked on both sides. Yep, we're good. All right, so now we can loosen the tension and we'll go ahead and pedal. And we've got our chain on there. Just don't forget to lube her up. Now I'm using dry lube just because in Bend it's pretty dry, even though it's been raining a lot. Every time I've put wet lube on there, I just find that it ends up being dry, so I just always use dry lube. So this is the first lube, so I'm just putting a ton on there, and then I'll just wipe it off. So I'm gonna let her sit like that for about 15 minutes, and then we'll wipe off the excess. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. So we're just gonna go ahead and wipe off the excess. So I put a lot of lube on there, so there's a lot of excess. So, all right, cool. Okay, so now we have our chain good. We can go ahead and pedal and shift, make sure everything's good. So we have her in the smoothest setting. This is where a dummy pedal would come in handy, but I don't have one. That's okay. All right. Nice smooth shifting. I gotta say, I kind of like this SRAM drivetrain a little better than my XT. Just, it seems to shift better, although it is worn in and broken in, so that it might need some time to do that, and I probably just need to do some minor adjustments. But yeah. Yeah, brand new chain. So anyway, that's how you change a chain on a GX, or I'm sorry, on an NX, a SRAM NX drivetrain. It's pretty much the same on all of them. If you already have your chain sized, I would just match the size of the last one. I know this size worked great for me, so not too worried about it. So anyway, hopefully this helps you out. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, tell me what a horrible bike mechanic I am, and I don't know what I'm doing. So have a great one.